Welcome back, guys. In this video, we will talk how to come up with low ticket ideas and how to convert cold traffic with multiple offers. And this is very important. Quick proof here. This is like in 7 days, we generated 93 leads. Out of that, we converted 34 buyers. We got 12 super high qualified calls. I'll talk also on how to do that. And this is notifications just to make sure that this is not fake. And on 27th, like we spent 100 something and we got 1.8 ROAS. So anyway, let's get to it. If you get any questions in that, just post it below, and then in the next video I'll start to answer your questions. We got here great info and video. This is the only comment I got. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, let me know. All right, without any further ado, let's get started. In the last video, we talked about the low ticket funnel logic explained. So make sure to go watch that if you didn't already, and I will link it here. So just a quick recap. The low ticket funnel is something that entry point that you need to have to convert cold traffic. Because if you have 5K like service, it's hard to sell it to cold traffic directly. So let's assume for a second that this is your main service. You break it down into mini problems, and in every problem you create like a mini solution for this is specific problem, and you make this one a low ticket solution. And then we will talk now in details on how to do this specific part, because this is the most important part, and if you don't get it right, it will break the whole thing. And it's very, very important to have multiple entry points. So let's assume for a second that this is your funnel. You need to fill up your funnel. If you have just one offer, okay, how many people you can bring in? A specific number, right? If you have offer 1, offer 2, offer 3, offer 4, everyone is just bringing his own audience. I need you to imagine this. Let's imagine that we have a stadium here. How fast you can fill the stadium if you have one gate, or if you have multiple gates, like where people coming in. This is exactly the same logic. We need to fill up our funnel, but instead of having just one offer, like I do this specific service, you can have multiple entry offers, and this will help you fill up your funnel way more quicker. And everyone will start to sell to the other one, and we will talk about that in the next video. But for this video, we'll talk how to come up with the idea. And this is very important. We need to come up with multiple, and I will give you the blueprint on how to exactly do that and how to validate if your offer is actually good or not. So the first thing you need to do is to understand your customer very, very, very well. So let's assume for a second you have a SaaS product, right? The first thing I do before I come up with any funnel idea, I go to, let's say, Reddit. In Reddit, you can go, let's say we took the SaaS as example. I prepared that to save time. You come here to the answers section in here on Reddit. It's in beta, but it's working great. You ask the question, and you will start to get the main problems people are asking in the SaaS forums, in the SaaS subreddits, and it's like high percentage of junk leads. So, okay, how to qualify the SaaS leads, that could be a thing, right? I'm just giving random ideas here. Long sales cycle. If you dive deep into what they are saying and what is the problems, and if you can't create solution around that. But let's here assume that you are, let's say, marketing agency for SaaS businesses. This is what you need to do. You need to ask the right questions, and don't ask the question with just one way. Like, ask it in a different ways. So sometimes it will not get you answers, and more times it will give you answers. So these questions is ask it in the BBC, SaaS, and small businesses. So content marketing challenges, LinkedIn effectiveness. You will find a lot of concerns and a lot of things. This is the first thing you need to do. You need to do two things. You come here. I don't need you to think if this idea is good or not. At this exact stage, you need to think of volume. So you need to open a list and just bump ideas. Don't qualify them. I'll give you the checklist later to run through every idea through the checklist to see if it makes sense or not. So let's assume for a second you identified the problems, and then now later we will get into the solution. So now we're talking about this part, which is the mini problems itself, okay? So here you got into Reddit and you got every single idea that could be a problem that people are actually struggling with, and you list them in here. The next thing I need you to do is to go to, let's say, let's take this question. I prepared it as well. You go to Google, and in Google, you need to search. And you can run through the ARA review, that's one. Two, you need to download the discussion a Chrome extension. And once you click on it, it will start to give you forums and things like that, right? If we go here to forums and start, okay, here's Quora, you'll find a lot of other like questions in Facebook groups. You need to get user generated content. Yeah, you can brainstorm with AI 100%, but you need to get user generated content, and Quora and Reddit is your place to go, and maybe Facebook groups as well. You need to run here to understand what is the exact problem these people are having. And you can post on Reddit, on these like subreddits, to ask the people about their problems and things like that. So now we have, okay, 20 ideas. Let's talk about what makes the idea good at the first place. So now you got so many ideas, and now we need to, okay, organize these ideas and run them through a filtering checklist to see if these ideas actually make sense or not. So let's talk about what actually a low ticket offer is and how you can convert that. First of all, the first entry point needs to be less than $97. Why we need that? Because you need the first purchase. It's the top of funnel. You're not aiming to profit from the low ticket. Yeah, you can profit. We will talk about that later, but you need to fill up your funnel. You need to get as many people entering as possible. That could be lowering the price, or spend more money, or re-inject any positive ROAS back into the ads. So you need the first entry. We're not talking about upsell and downsell. We talk about that later. We're talking about now the entry point itself, because we need here, as we discussed, to have as many entry points as possible. Okay? So let's go back. It needs to be, the first step need to be less than 97. You need people, if they doesn't trust you, they still convert, because we need to convert cold traffic. Because if you're targeting only warm traffic, how many you have, eventually you're gonna run out. So we need to target cold traffic. So if the purchase is, let's say, $20, okay, I don't need to be like significantly trust you. I can try, because the risk tolerance to lose this $20 is not a big deal. And this is the first point you need to keep in mind. You can't make it solving so many things. If you're making a low ticket offer or a specific entry offer to convert cold traffic, it needs to be about specific problem that, okay, I have Canva editable templates. It solves a problem for B2B that they can make creatives way faster. And it has a library to inspire from. It has GPT that recommend ideas that's trained on these ideas. You'll find the link in the description as well. So this solve one specific problem is how to make ads for B2B fast. It's a very direct, specific problem. So solve one problem, and these are gonna be one of the problems that we decided and wrote up for the many problems that your clients have, right? And then it needs to have a quick consumption. It can't be a very, very long course that's 20 hours, because the goal of the low ticket is to adjust them like to the next step, which is upsell to a little bit mid-ticket and then take them to a higher ticket. If it's something that's very, very long, your sales cycle gonna be very, very long, and this is gonna break the whole thing. You need the sales cycle to be short, so you need to give a quick wins very, very fast. It needs to be entry point, so it can't be something needs significant trust for people to convert. It could be entry point, it could be sold to cold traffic. So think about yourself, what you have bought before from someone you don't know, or you don't trust, or you didn't talk to him, and you just purchased. So you need to apply the same logic. It needs to be something that people can get even if they doesn't know you, because it's an entry point. And this is gonna be one of multiple entry points. Work with cold traffic and ads. This is very important, because this is where we're going to get the attention. Because to grow on B2B, you need two things. You need cold traffic offers, different entry points, and you need distribution. That's it. If you have this and you have the attention, okay, this guy gonna like this offer, and this guy gonna like this offer, and this guy gonna like this offer, and then your middle of the funnel gonna be filled with people. Massive qualified email list and buyers, optimized pixel on people who actually bought you money, not free lead magnets. I myself have got so many lead magnets from people that I never ever looked at. When people pay money, regardless of how much it is, $5, $10, $20, they at least they're gonna have a look. Even if they don't implement it, they're gonna run through it really quickly, or try to scan it at least to know what's inside, because they're gonna have a lot of curiosity. So it needs to have a big market. You can't, like, when you run low ticket offer for a very niche market, it's gonna work very, 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 very well till you kind of run out or you saturate. So you're always going to have multiple offers for the same audience, and it's very targeted, and this is going to be good. Or you need to have like so many different offers, or you need to have very big market and few entry points. So you pick based on what is your targeting and what's your niche. Specifically, it needs to build trust fast, and that's gonna come by giving quick wins, which is here. Because if you give people quick wins, let's say if you take my Canva editable templates and you run through ads and they convert well with you, what are you gonna do? All right, you like me already because I gave you value that's fast to consume because you edited the templates and you run it really quickly and you got the results really quickly. So if I try to sell you something else, your perception of the value you're gonna get out of it is gonna be so high. So this is an important thing. And it needs to have money. It can't be free. Like the difference between free lead magnets and low ticket is like so high because people gonna take the free shit and not look at it, and the other people gonna pay money for it, and this is gonna give you intent. The intent is very, very important. And that's why it needs to be, filtering the unqualified people, because you don't need to optimize your pixel on people who's not ready. That's very important. And you don't need to optimize your whole funnel on the first point only. Like you need people who qualify because they need to go to the next step. And this is very, very, very important thing. So here are the checklist. I give a taste of the high ticket. So if you can, with my Canva editable templates as example, the Canva editable templates have ads templates. It's directly related to my high ticket if me running your ads on your behalf. So it's directly related to that. So this is very, very important to link it with your high ticket. So you give them a taste and it's directly connected to the high ticket service. Because if you sell low ticket offer that attract people that's never gonna convert to your high ticket stuff, then your funnel gonna be hard and it's gonna be tough. So make sure to like optimize that really, really well. It needs to be connected to your high ticket service. It's not long course. It's not consultation call. Consultation call is a sales call. Come on, we all know that. So it's not a consultation call. It's not a long course. It's not a broad thing that, okay, take this thing and like broad, vague. No, it needs to be very, very specific. It needs to be having an implementation. So if you're giving, let's say, training record. So I have a low ticket funnel training that goes into extremely depths. If you need to have it, you'll find the link in the description. But in that, like here on YouTube, I'm giving you the logic and stuff. In there, it's like we record the screen and build the funnel and do this stuff. So it's like more in depth. So it needs to be practical thing, not just theory, do this and do that, right? It can't be a replacement to your high ticket. So when you design the low ticket, it can't give them any way to replace your high ticket stuff. Yeah, it could be related, give some value, solve a specific problem of the high ticket stuff, but it can't be replacement to it because again, you can go with the low ticket to be 0.8 ROAS. That's completely fine because the goal is to fill up the funnel so you can upsell to the next step. The point is not to be profitable in here only. This is not the goal that we need to achieve in here. And then you need to sell the high ticket. In the next steps, in the next videos, we'll talk about how to upsell, how to downsell, how to do these email sequences, and how to build a funnel. So like and subscribe. And in this video, just quick summary. You need multiple offers that convert with with cold traffic, and you need to grab these people into your funnel, and then you upsell them to the other things. If you're selling high ticket to call traffic, yes, it works. Your CAC is high, everything gonna be high. Your numbers and economics will require so much budget. Here, for me, I spend this and then get it back. So what I do, I re-inject it back and I increase the budget by 20%. And you keep doing that, and you keep doing that, and then you introduce another offer, and you keep doing that. If one of the offers is not profitable, the second one will cover it, and then you upsell one high ticket, and this high ticket will still attribute the revenue to the low ticket because this is where the first click or the first entry of these leads came in. So yeah, this is how to come up with your idea. So make sure to like take a screenshot in here about this checklist and run it. Run all your ideas after you build all your ideas, and then you cross check, okay, this idea is good, this idea is bad, remove it, let's do this, let's do it. And then you start to build the idea itself. And this we're going to talk about in the next video. So if you need a dive in training, the link in the description, or like and follow. And in the next video, I will talk about that. See you in the next video.